Hello and welcome to another episode of Pokemon Go. In today's adventure, actually as you just saw prior to this, we were able to catch our first Ho-Oh and add it to the decks. Here it is now after being nicknamed. As per usual, when I do nickname a Pokemon, when I catch a legendary Pokemon, especially the first one, if I'm with somebody who gave me a ride, I name it after them. So, Dominican Ray, translate that Ray to King, because King is one too many letters to fit in the nicknaming space. But earlier today, actually, I was able to catch this monster 2205 Ho-Oh, and also a Machamp with 15 attack IV, which is great. But the more important thing about that is that we did it at a sprint raid. So, we're actually going to go ahead and switch over now to the silphroad.com, where they have published a rather lengthy article detailing the most recent EX raid and the first official EX raid. Now it is rather lengthy, so I'm just going to go over kind of the main points here. And first of all, overwhelmingly, according to, by the way, this is just a sample size of just the trainers that the Silph Road was able to collect data on, and overwhelmingly the EX Raid gym locations were parks and then sponsored locations. So for our area, there was actually a EX Raid passed out to the Starbucks, which I never went to, or never go to. I've only been to once, or actually technically twice, once with Mama Dukes when we were going out for Raikous, and we happened to get, I think, a Tyranitar at Starbucks, and we were able to beat that. And then the next week was the first EX Raid Pass invitations went out, Mewtwo, and we now are buddies with Mewtwo. So, you know how that ended. Gym medals suggested they might matter, actually. So, over here we do see that mostly it was silver trainers, which means you've done, some raids, you put in some work, and a lot of bronze trainers, and then just a few gold trainers. Now, that's for a couple reasons. One, not that many trainers probably have gold, because it takes so long to get gold, especially especially if you're trying to go towards several different gyms. Like I've been raiding and whatnot, I only have 5 gold gyms, and for an EX raid to happen at one of those 5, 4 of them don't really even count, because they are in small areas or not really great access. The only one that is a gold and has an EX raid history is History of Steel, and that we do have gold in. So I'm hopeful for that. And then just did the Machamp at Sprint. But also according to this, you can actually tell that they might be trying to... We expect to see bronze badges take the majority by a large margin. Completing even one raid at a gym will provide a bronze badge, and then instead silver requires 4 completed raids. Add that to the gold portion, and at this point it would appear that the odds do appear slightly better for silver or gold badge holders, even though over half of them, or just under half, were bronze. So I'm not sure why they say that. But a large part of this is probably because that they are aiming to get people their first Mewtwo, so that there's not that many outcry over Twitter and other social media that the EX raid system is still broken. And then also, over 30% have done 1+ raid every day. So here they shows total raids completed per traveler, and 69% of the players selected had completed less than 150 raids, while 30% had completed more. So again, they're trying to go towards more active players, though they're also trying to keep new players in there, trying to retain players, trying to bring players back for Mewtwo, and then high-level trainers dominate the data set. So as you can see here, if you're at level 33 or above, you have a much higher chance of getting an EX raid, and then 7 out of 10 are first-time recipients. So this is what I'm saying about they're trying to branch out to new trainers, or trying to get trainers back into the game, because as you can tell, 71% said that was their first EX raid, and there have been like 4 or 5 EX raid passes before this, so it's pretty ridiculous. And raid invite times appear to reflect player rating times, and they have this kind of a chart here that shows, pretty well, and it looks like that dark green area, which means that a lot of players are in that time slot, more than like the lighter green areas. That's at around 5 p.m., which is when I get off work, so I like that. So, and then the gym eligibility day limit may be 1 week. So this shows like how many times the last time you did a raid at that EX gym according to when you actually get the EX raid pass. So past 24 hours, past 3 days, and past week are your best bet, and after that it's very, very, very unlikely. And then they go into outliers and questions and whatnot. But that's so far the EX raid breakdown. And then today we're going to go out, we're going to try and get some more ho-oh. We're not going to hit Starbucks. Zero shot, that's way over on the other side of Wellington. We're in Royal Palm actually right now, so we're going to grind out the parks over here. We're going to take down some gyms. Alright, so we are currently at Commons Park, and there is actually a ho-oh raid happening in like 13 minutes, but there's no interest. Everyone's over on the other side of Royal Palm Beach or over into like deep Wellington doing other ho-oh raids. There is actually an Electabuzz nest, and there is a Winterfest happening, but later on we're actually going to be hopefully meeting up with a group of Team Instinct players to grind this nest, and that'll be in a different episode actually. But right now I'm trying to take over a gym just in case there is some local help at this gym. Other than that, we're going to be continuing to go around and just kind of grind today, and maybe do a couple more raids. We did do a Machamp with some local players, and that was good. We got another Machamp, which is always nice to have around. And currently I'm in the process of taking on the gym, last Pokemon in the gym, and yeah, see you later. Alright, so we are leaving Commons Park, and we're gonna adventure over to Veterans, see what's around, and doesn't look like there's any other raids going on, unfortunately. However, it's not a big deal. Yeah, but we are trying to do some more raids at some different park locations today, as well as sprint, and there's actually like zero shot of ever going over to Starbucks. Ooh, random Scyther. Okay. And screen recording is not on, but that's okay. This is actually a pretty big Scyther. Alright, so, pretty big Scyther, 1891. Okay. And over curve. But yeah, there's some traffic, lots of people coming over to the Winterfest for non-Pokemon related activities. And there we go. Hopefully we can get that. And like I said, we are going over to Veterans Park, where dang it. We're going over to Veterans Park so that we can hopefully see if there's another nest over there, and also if any raids happen to pop up. We'll be close to some gyms. We'll be able to see commons from Veterans and vice versa, but I'm trying to stay away from Veterans because we are going over there later with John and some other friends from Team Instinct, and I'm coming to a light. So we're going to chill here for a second, try and catch a Scyther, which I'm doing terrible at. Okay, stay in the middle, but it attacks. Alright, so like I said, with the EX raids being a little more concrete in how we actually get them, it's a normal ball. Jeez, I'm really glad I have all these Ultra Balls at the moment. But we are trying to, there we go, nice throw, right on the head. Hopefully we can get it. Electabuzz is over that way, and lots of cars. Finally got the Scyther. I'll see you over at Veterans. Actually, we're gonna appraise it real quick, just to see if we got some rare gem out in the wild. Appraise, pretty decent. Defense, so yeah, it's trash. All right, on to Veterans. All right, we are actually turning back into Commons because all of a sudden we have a squad heading over to the Commons Park Ho-Oh, which is amazing. So we're gonna try and get us a third Ho-Oh, and so far we have actually been on an uptrend as far as IB-CP combo goes. So hopefully we can continue that trend, maybe get our first perfect legendary Pokemon. Alright, see you at the Ho-Oh raid. As you can tell, all the people are gone, and that is mainly because the Ho-Oh that was here glitched out on both groups to the where it was 0 time on the clock, and oh, I was supposed to stop. There was 0 time on the clock, and Ho-Oh was defeated for both groups, and neither group could get it, and then one group entirely left of like 14 people, and then half of our group left. So 4 of us stayed around just to see what would happen. Maybe it would give us something if we stayed close to the gym. And with like 3 minutes left, it did actually give us the opportunity to go back into the battle. 4 of us went in, and I wonder if it actually shows up in the journal. 4 of us went in, we battled it, we got it into the yellow. Yeah, received 1 item from raid. 500 Stardust, which is nice. Alright, so it gives you 500 Stardust if you lose a raid. I thought it would give 250, but 500 is good. And yeah, it is very disappointing. But we do have a Team Instinct gym now over here, and we'll be back later with John and some other people, hopefully, for some Electabuzz grinding. Someone had an Ampharos, which is cool. And we're going to go back out. We're going to go over to Veterans Park, see what's over there. See you in a little bit. What's up, guys? So we're actually gonna go ahead and call that the episode right there, and it's been a pretty good one. We have both of these gyms actually. Just went ahead and threw my Pokemon in there. They were already Team Instinct, which is always great. Thank you everyone who is Team Instinct in the Wilpalm area. So we're gonna go ahead, go through some recent Pokemon, just to go over what we caught, what we didn't catch, such as that Ho-Oh before, which was honestly pretty frustrating. But we did get an 1891 Scyther with pretty bad stats though. We got some Electabuzzes, we got some Magikarps, we got one Machamp. Actually, we got two Machamps. The other one is just after all this grind. There's the other Machamp. And we got another Ho-Oh. This one at 2205 and nicknamed Inked Up because we got a ride from a player whose player name is Inked Up Boss. So there we go. Plus, you know, Ho-Oh being 7 different colors, Inked Up sounds pretty nice. It's a fitting name. With Extrasensory Solar Beam, which is actually probably the most difficult raid like type moveset to go up against as a raid boss. But what you want for Ho-Oh is actually Steel Wing and Fire Blast for the best DPS. But to be honest, because it doesn't have any it doesn't have 2 fire type moves or 2 flying type moves, it's kind of just a generalist Pokemon. Besides that, we also hatched a Cleffa, which is meh. We got a Wild Ursaring, and we got a whole bunch of other just random Pokemon. And as far as eggs go, come on. Those are going to hatch probably as soon as this is over and I grind a little bit more. I'm going to grind around this area until I meet up with the rest of the group for some grinding later on. And anyway, that is the episode. If you did like it, go ahead, smash that thumbs up button. If you're enjoying the series, please subscribe. And as always, God bless, and see you for another episode of Pokemon Go.